What's a little insider perspective, if it be legit? Lenny here sent an email, said, hey, Kev, I want to let you in on a little secret. My sister works for Netflix, and she said
What?
that the real reason Netflix is going to a thumbs up, thumbs down rating system instead of the 1 to 5 star system is because of Amy Schumer. You know,
Really?
she recently had that comedy special that came out, and it got 1 starred. And she tanked, and she asked Netflix to, quote, reset her reviews.
And that makes sense because she was so out there with her political views. And I can see stand-up comedians, if they are out there and really giving it to people.
She is, well, I mean, everything, you know, that is politics today is so polarized. You know, if you got a stance on it one way or the other, and, you know, her, cousin is... what is his name? The Representative Schumer, and so they have the exact same name.
Chuck Schumer.
Chuck Schumer, yeah, thank you. And so he's a Democrat, and he's very vocal and one of the biggest adversaries against Trump right now. And she's kind of the same way. And so, you know, all the Trump fans and right wingers and all that kind of stuff have gone in and don't appreciate all the comments that she said. And so, yeah, that was the question. And I actually asked him. I sent him an email back. I'm like, well. Is it legit? I mean, is it just a bunch of trolls that are purposely tanking her Netflix special and the ratings on it, or is it that bad? He personally, and I don't know where he said it was awful. So I don't know. That was one man's perspective on it. I haven't seen or haven't heard anything about the special.
I have heard a lot of interviews in the last year, and a couple things have happened with Amy Schumer. She was pretty well liked, and then that joke scandal came out.
Yeah, how is this special, though? Do you know anything about the special itself?
I've heard.
Is it good or bad?
I've heard some of her stuff. She's not my favorite comedian, but what I will say is a lot of people just hate her. She's very polarizing.
Well, anyone who takes a stance right now in politics, you are going to be almost like it seems almost divided down the middle.
Well,
you're going to have a lot of love and a lot of hate, and it's going to be about 50-50.
I know she got a lot of hate for her gun talk. She whatever her opinion is, and I don't know all the details. I know that just reading on a bunch of stuff, people don't like her. So the people who are against her that don't agree with her don't like what she stands for.
Yeah.
And then she got she got very loud about that. And
sure.
we asked Jeselnik about that. I believe he's in that same circle of people. He will do the politics stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't mess with it, but he's very offensive in his comedy, and I think he's so over the top. He's in an interesting category because his jokes are so like offensive that you're like, okay, it's almost satire because it's so extreme.
Well,
that you don't
he
buy
doesn't
it.
need politics.
Well, he doesn't need politics, but I think the reason why, because what I think is interesting, and this is what we talk to a lot of comedians about, is in this new age of social media and doing your stand-up sets, because it takes just a couple people start to be vocal about this, and these comedians that are doing a lot of the Netflix specials now are starting to get a lot of commentary about what's going on. Do you curtail your jokes at all, afraid that, you know, you're going to get this viral train that is going to try to tank your career and drive your train off the tracks? And he is not making any apologies. Jeselnik is going forward. But I think Jeselnik is safe in a weird way, and that his jokes are so offensive. And when we talk to him, it's like, it's not true. He's trying to say the most offensive thing possible, and nobody believes it.
But that's not what he even told us. Remember what he said? He said that he doesn't even want to talk politics because as soon as you pick a side, he said, half
I'm not
your
even talking
audience
politics. I'm talking about just even offensive, whether it be... gay, death, dead. He does dead baby jokes. He does all this kind of stuff that still people would jump on today.
Yeah, but his audience knows it. Here's the difference between.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that his audience knows it, and no one goes after him because he's so extreme.
But what Schumer was doing was her audience started to turn on her because she was doing a lot of that stuff in her shows. She does a whole gun thing, and people were leaving her whole thing. And she's also a person that's part of the Opie and Anthony crew back when they were on there, and their fans are relentless if they don't like you, and some of them don't like her, and they will hate. I mean, they did it to us.
Well, she had that one stand-up special I know that we were playing the audio on, where somebody stood up and was kind of going to task with her, and she was like, you just give me a minute, like da-da-da, and you're right, she was kind of like on her soapbox and going off, and there wasn't any humor wrapped in it.
Exactly.
It was just me going off about politics, and people like going, look, it's maybe one thing if there's humor tied into it, and people may tolerate Trump jokes, even if they're a big Trump supporter, because like going, okay, there's humor that's wrapped in this. But when somebody's just up there spewing out their stuff, saying, "Look, this isn't what I'm here for. This isn't what I want."
She gets controversial as shit, and it's stuff that's polarizing.
Well, these Netflix specials are interesting because I just read an article about the Netflix specials that just came out for Dave Chappelle.
That's the one I want to see.
Oh, read the comments on that. It's nothing but great. He got rave reviews. I mean, there's always going to be bullshit haters on there. He got great reviews on that.
Well, there's some stuff, and it's not even about the reviews. He has some gay LGBT jokes that are in there. And now the social media wave is starting to say homophobic jokes, this kind of stuff can't happen in today's society and this kind of stuff. And so you're starting to see a little bit of that social wave that is starting to repel against Dave Chappelle and the jokes that he has in his Netflix special. They're intolerant jokes.
But he's got such an audience, it's not going... I mean, not that Amy Schumer doesn't, because she does too, but Dave's been around for a minute, and his people are loyal. They're not... The people that love Dave Chappelle are not going to go against him.
Yeah, oh no, I know that. And there are people, and that's kind of the fight that is happening. I read, a couple of the articles that were on there, and there's people on both sides of it. It was the people who were saying, look, I'm a Dave Chappelle fan, but I had hoped that he had grown, that he would mature, and there's no room in our society for these kind of jokes anymore. And people were saying that there's a lot of homophobic humor that Dave Chappelle uses that you just can't use anymore. And that's kind of where I wonder the state of comedy today. That's the one thing we talk to comedians about. If you're in the comedy club, is it a safe haven? Are you allowed to tell any kind of jokes that you want? And I think it's different when you put it on Netflix now, because you got comments and you got people that are saying stuff.
I don't see Dave Chappelle curtailing his act, man. There's going to be some people that are there's no way Dave Chappelle curtails his act.
I don't think so either, but I think my curiosity is how loud does it get? Because even the comments that were in the story about Dave Chappelle, in fact, he even said at the end, he's like, I feel so good for Richard Pryor and all these other comedians before me that were able to do comedy not in the social media era. And that's what's different, I think, with some of these comedians that, had been in the 70s and 80s as to comedians today, that this is happening. Nobody was going out there with those comments. Will it start changing comedy today? Are there comedians going to be going, I don't even want the wave of whatever, so those jokes I'm going to leave out? I think it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. That's some of the comments that are out there about Dave Chappelle's thing. And I read just some of the jokes themselves. And,
don't ever read a joke.
Yeah.
Never read a joke. You need to hear a joke. If you read anything, it's going to be so offensive.
Mm-hmm. But I wonder if other comedians will see what is going on with that and say...
It's not the first time this has happened. It's been going on all through comedy. It's been going on even with social media. Someone like Dave Chappelle, I don't think it's going to do anything to him.
So you don't think that it'll affect...
I don't.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be the interesting thing to see. The special you've seen out, he's got two, and he's got two are out right now, and he's got a third one that's coming out, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and you said the second one's better than the first.
I like the second one better. The second one, you could tell he just got into a groove. The first one, I mean, there's so much hype on that first one. He goes out, but I mean, it was solid. I'm a Chappelle fan, so it's going to be hard for me to bash him completely. I thought it was a solid performance.
Yeah. Well, they are up there on Netflix. Something else we got going on, we're going to be wrapping up today. Round 2 of the binge-watching brackets. What shows are going to be moving on? That Scandal House of Cards is the closest. So if you got a passion for one of those two shows, it's neck and neck. So I would go vote on that one. KVJshow.com. Scandal's leading right now 51 to 49%. That is the closest one that we've got there. All the other ones you can see. The Walking Dead is going to be Orange is the New Black, I think. Fresh Prince is going to move on. Big Bang Theory. Boy, I didn't realize how much money. Did you see that today? How much the cast of Big Bang Theory has made?
Yeah, they're making a lot.
It's crazy.
It is nuts.
They just got clear for 2 more seasons. And they say the three biggest stars, Kaley Cuoco, Johnny Galecki, and Jim Parsons, have made about $140 million each off the show, and that's just in salary.
Oh, wait till it gets, off the air and it goes into major syndication. Those people never have to work.
It's already in syndication, but it's going to be massive.
It'll be even more massive.
And you add in that Priceline money.
Well, they're already getting that. Now, this is just on their salary that I'm giving you this. So it's $140 million plus what they're getting on the back end. And that is $1 billion it's made off of syndication.
What?
So they get a percentage of that. That's not $140 million plus syndication. They say technically Kaley Cuoco's made just $229 million in just salary.
Wow.
Plus back end. You're right. I mean, honestly, they are all completely done for the rest of their careers if they want. Yeah.
They're set.
Wow. I'm like, dang, I had no idea they're making that much money.
And they're always going to have a career no matter what. You'll always be able to do something.
Right, because they're good.
Yeah.
Jim Parsons does a show now on Radio Andy. He does a whole thing, a politics show for people that don't know anything about politics.
Yeah, you see
That's smart.
You see a lot more celebs getting in the old radio podcasting game for sure.
I like it.
Is it skewed or is it just completely impartial? What would you say?
Well, as everything on Radio Andy is, it's slightly skewed.
And you know what? It's no matter what.
Dan Rather's on there. He's a Democrat.
It's always it's gonna always
Parsons
be
comes from the Democratic angle with a lot of his stuff, but he takes the perspective a lot of times of I'm just a guy trying to learn. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of guests on that do know.
Neutral news. What is that?
Yeah, you won't find anything neutral on Radio Andy.
It's tough to find anything neutral in general.
You're right.
This is an interesting commentary on just how people in America feel about politics right now. They asked, would you rather have our current lot of politicians or robots running the country?
I'm not playing this game. I am not. I'm trying to fucking have a peaceful week. 1
out of 4 people would rather have robots running America than our elected government officials. They also found that 66% of people think robots will be working in the government within 20 years.
Well, listen, robots are a-coming, and you better lock up your daughters and lock up your wives because they're coming to town to take your jobs and to sleep with them.
Well, I think the biggest thing about it is but making decisions. That's the big thing with robots and this artificial intelligence. Are they actually going to have any kind of decision-making power ever, or are we smart enough as the human race that will try to keep them out of those things where they actually think?
We are figgity fucked, y'all. Let me just say that. They are gonna, not only are they gonna think, they're gonna tell you one thing, and then all of a sudden they're gonna have a very convenient malfunction, and then they're gonna kill you. I'm telling you, y'all think I'm crazy.
No, well, we do think you're crazy, but I think that the robot thing is scary to a lot of people, but that just tells you how much more scared they are of politicians.
Well, what would you be shocked in 30 years? All of a sudden, there was legit robot murderers. They have gone askew or awry, and the government's like, "Oh, these things are great." And now there's been some kind of malfunction, and now we've got fucking robots running through the streets.
I think you're going to see accidental deaths with robots. Things will happen, or robots will pin a human somewhere, and they'll actually strangulate them.
You're the first one they're coming for, Jay Bird. I mean, you've been so anti-robot, so vocal.
And he's already said he's so easy to kill.
They're going to kill you first.
I will fight to the death.
Yeah, he kills technology and they kill him right back.
Look, you're
They're
right.
going to get revenge for what you've done to all those phones and laptops.
Those robots will murder me.
They're brothers and sisters in technology.
They're keeping score.
You are number one on their list.
They'll kill me because they're going to be stronger and smarter. But let me tell you, I'm taking some fucking wires with me.
Got this from Ivan. He said, hey, I happened to tune into the sound effect bit, and I got to say that was a fun time. Though I'd also like to say the chomping biting into an apple seemed a bit too specific for the game. I'm not throwing shade at anyone, but to me, the effects should be more general ones. And yes, Jason, producer Denny's dolphin impression was perfect. How you missed it, that remains a mystery.
I was too busy fucking getting mad about the 30 seconds we spent on chomping.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't pass there. I should have passed.
It's all over Twitter. Anyone wants to see what the hell happened today? It's
controversy.
It's what you've posted. I haven't seen anybody else talking about it. Really.
Go to my Twitter, at Jason Bigfoot. We've got a lot of fucking commentary, and they're all saying the same thing. Ralston strikes again.
Is that what it says?
Ralston strike. Is that what it says?
Ralston come.
Does it have the flub in the tweet?
I'm doing the best I can, y'all.
I'm doing the best I can.
I ran to work.
I ran to work
and
today.
I just realized I have to run home.
Yeah, I don't even have a key to get in my house right now. I don't have a working phone. I'm a fucking mess. And I get, don't even text the show. I know I'm fucked. You don't even have to text me about that.
I sent you a text yesterday. I'm just now realizing you didn't get it,
No,
did you?
I did. Well, I can talk on my computer, but it's weird for whatever reason. I can only talk to half of my contacts. None of them are labeled. Yeah, because I think I can only talk to.
None of them are labeled.
I think I can. Well, no. Hold on, Smugs Bunny.
Smuggy is like, what did I tell you to do?
They were labeled on my phone because I lost it. They didn't get backed up on. Fuck this. They're labeled. They just didn't get labeled when I destroyed the other phone.
He wants to run home now.
No, I'm walking. I'm not running. I tried to run to work today with my fucking big book bag.
Yeah, the only real tweet that I've seen, it says, much like the ratings of the failing Dirt of the Day, Kevin Ralston's new sound effect game was a disaster.
Oh.
Hashtag cheated.
Damn.
That actually comes from one at Jason Bigfoot, Virginia.
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, but there's comments that are. I'm not really mad about. I hope you guys know that.
Well, I hope you know I'm coming hard.
Oh, get some music playing. Slow it down.
This one's going to hurt.
I'm coming hard.
It's about to get real personal on Twitter.
Oh, don't be. See, that's just it. You try to play around, have some fun around. Virginia will fucking comment, all right, alcoholic, here's what's going to. She'll like go real deep, like real issues here. You're going to die alone.
Ivan says, also, I'm not sure if Suits, Denny's, or any other intern selects the music to be played, but whoever chose In the End by Linkin Park, I saw what you did. Hats off to you. It was almost as if that person was saying, Jason tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter since he'll probably lose again.
Yeah, and by the way, that whole Linkin Park thing, that was not an accident. Fucking the Great Oz over here.
It just came up that way.
Uh-huh. All right.
It was totally an accident.
Okay,
Weird how that worked out,
It's
huh?
so weird.
So weird how that worked out.
So we'll see what fuckery happens tomorrow during the No Name movie game.
I think it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah. The same fuckery, different day.
A bit idea that we had yesterday from D in New York said, you guys should totally rap Boys in the Hood with the Helium on the After the Show podcast. Just saying. You guys were jamming this out just a second ago. Do you guys want to try to perform that? We got some helium balloons.
Is Boys in the Hood the one you want to do? Because you said you don't know that one.
I don't think I'd be able to join you without. I would be
Really?
afraid that I would ruin it.
I mean, honestly, even if you know the words, you're probably going to ruin it anyway. Just get
Do
in
you
where...
feel better about Straight Outta Compton?
What
about
Straight Out of I don't know.
What about Dope Man?
What about, I mean, does it have to be NWA? Can it be like Whoop Bear? Something you know. Do something you know.
Yeah, well, you know what we could do? I mean, we could do, because she's specifically requesting the Boys in the Hood. I mean, we could do that. You guys could do that. And then we could do another one tomorrow for Helium Hip Hop.
I love it.
The thing is, though, I think you do need 3 people because it's so tough to go back and forth, man.
Okay.
Don't you think, V?
It is tricky, but
You think we can do it?
I mean, we might fail, but it might be funny.
All right, let's do it.
Hold on, wait, don't go yet.
I'm not.
Do we have the music?
Let me see. I believe
it's good.
this is it right
Oh,
here.
okay.
Let me see. This it?
Hey, yo.
And you got the lyrics?
Rolling down the street at my 6'4", smacking the bitches, rocking them hoes. See, that's why you need 3 people.
No, I don't have the right lyrics in front of me.
You know? That's too bad. It's like it do. I got to get drunk before day begins, before my mother starts bitching about my friend. I'm about to go in the nude, and it went black.
Okay.
Cause the boys in the hood are always hard. Come pocket that trash, we'll pull your card. Knowing nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote me, boy, cause I ain't said shit. Yo, hey, oh, 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 ho, hey, ho, hey.
Are you out of air?
Oh, yes. And I feel high and not in a good way.
Yeah, that's the only thing about that game. Boy, it really takes a lot out of you.
You need 3. And maybe even, we may have to throw old Peace Train in there so we all have a little bit of time.
Yeah, you know what we can do tomorrow is...
Can we practice?
Why don't we do...
Bohemian Rhapsody?
No, I was thinking what we could do. Well, tomorrow I was thinking for Helium Hip Hop, maybe we could do the winner of the Throwback Throwdown. We could play it, and then we could do it Helium style, because you either got Ice Ice Baby, which everybody should know that, or Salt and Pepper Push, which
Love
everybody
it.
should know.
It'll work. It's perfect.
Yeah, so that's what we'll do tomorrow on the regular show. We'll do a Helium Hip Hop version of that after we play it about 7:40 tomorrow. Got this from Takesha. She said, "Hey, my friends in my head. My name's Takesha from the 772, then the 954, now the 864. That's Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, SoCal.
Moved here for work last fall. Yes, I'm cold. Thank God for the podcast of both the show and the after the show. I love that I got to bring you guys with me and how much you guys talk about Florida. Makes me proud and homesick. Just a few things, though, to sound off on. Pepsi is definitely sweeter than Coke, without question."
That's an opinion we
I
found.
agree. It is.
It's not.
And hot tip, I came home for vacation in December, and I ran to Bud's for the bird sauce. And if there's anyone outside of South Florida and you want to get some sense of what it kind of tastes like, try the Zaxby's sauce, the sweet and spicy. Bird sauce is better, but it's close.
Okay.
There you go.
Very cool. I saw some little kids going back to Bud. I love that when people are posting the picture, seeing little kids eat the Bud chicken tenders.
That is awesome.
They got the bird sauce all over their face. I love it.
Somebody texted in and said, "I love watching the After the Show podcast and periodically seeing giant clouds of vape." Denny's!
He's in the background, but we have like this glass big studio window, and so you can see him totally vaping.
Yeah, and people sometimes ask, why isn't Denny's on the After the Show podcast more? This is when he gets a lot of his work done during this little time period right now. A lot of his work.
He's in there jamming away, huh?
Well, the poor kid will be here till fucking 8 tonight if he doesn't do it now.
Yeah. Did you see Tiger Woods has got a new tell-all book? It's going to be coming out.
Oh, it's going to be weak as shit. We want to hear about the girls.
It's called The 1997 Masters, My Story, and he talks about his cheating scandal.
Really?
He does.
Let's get into it. I would like to hear his perspective. Now, I'm sure he's softened it up a little bit. Is he going to go into all 9 girls he was hitting a hole-in-one with?
I wonder, that'd be interesting. To me, the tone, it sounds like it's going to be generalized. Here's just what he's saying and commenting on it. He's saying that about he and Elin Nordegren, he said, "We were so much in love when we married in 2004, but I betrayed her." He said, "My dishonesty and selfishness caused her intense pain, and my regret will last a lifetime."
Boring. No, we want details about what happened, Woods. We know we're going to get the public apology.
Yeah, tell me what you did with those 9 girls, because we know there were 9 of them.
Yeah.
They all told us what you did.
Did you try to putt that butt?
Yeah.
Well, what I'd like to hear, because I remember, wasn't there something like he was in Vegas and there was some secret like club that was only A-listers?
Yes.
That were hanging out, and there's like 100 A-list celebrities.
And that chick that was acting like his pimp.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Remember that?
Let's hear her story.
Yeah,
Let's hear those details.
Because there's a story there. I just don't know if we're going to get the good stuff.
It ain't going to be good. It's going to be, oh, I'm so sorry, and I'm a better man, and she made me realize. No, we want to know if you were doing blow off of some asses, and if they were, we want to know all the dirty details.
Yeah. You're right.
Am I wrong on this?
No, you're not wrong.
No, I agree.
I mean, you want to hear that? I mean, my guess is I think Tiger will probably just talk probably a lot about his dad winning the tournaments, what that was all like.
His demons.
No, we want to hear what happens. Okay, if blow falls in the crack of the ass, do you do it out of the bung area? Or do you just stick to the blow on the cheek?
You ever seen any cokeheads? They ain't wasting their powder.
I'm just asking.
They're going in the butt to get it.
I think this almost is one of his first signs, though, where he's raising the flag and saying, "I'm done."
Yeah, I agree. I think it's finally, he's at a point now. Not to say that competitive spirit is going to ever leave him, and you may see him try to still go out
My
there.
cheating ways broke me as a golfer and a man.
That would be interesting.
And now I'm realizing, shit, game's up.
It's stunning. I don't think anyone's ever seen such a turning point. Now, I mean, maybe, and this is what I'd like to hear. If I were able to interview him and talk to him right now, I'm just kind of curious because did his health problems so parallel what happened with Elon that we weren't aware of how bad his back was and all these things that were going on? Was he physically broke after that? Or was he so mentally broke? What was the reason why you couldn't come back and do? I mean, you did amazing things on the golf course that, I mean, it was like Superman and kryptonite.
No matter what.
After that, it's like you gave up your powers, you sold your soul to the devil, and the devil came and claimed it, and you're like, okay, your abilities are gone.
He could have shot his foot off a week before that scandal broke, and it wouldn't matter. People are going to always associate how, I mean, he did. He had that cheating scandal, and he fell off. I mean, it was almost immediately.
It was immediate.
It was overnight,
He
literally.
he didn't, after that whole thing, he did not come back and dominate a tournament again.
People will always associate, people are always going to say, public opinion will be like, he cheated on his wife, it fucked him up mentally, and his game fell apart. Whether he had an injury or not, it doesn't matter.
That's what would be interesting in the book. I mean, if he goes into, and maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe that's the precursor of him talking about that he was so mentally broke after that whole thing. Because I think his image mattered a lot to him. How much of it legitimately was he upset because he was a philanderer and he cheated on Elon? I don't know. How much was he upset because I think he cares a lot what people think about him?
Public shame.
Yes, the public shame.
Golf shame.
Golf shame, yes. And everything
he cares
about
a lot about that whole golfy world.
Well, think about
respecting him.
He was, I believe he was abusing the Ambien. He was abusing something, and he was probably in a haze. And when you're in a haze like that, you know you're making bad decisions, but you don't care as much as you do. After he dried out and probably got really sober, because you know he had to do that because of all the shit that went down, it probably came down and hit him like a ton of bricks. Holy shit, I can't believe everyone knows all this stuff.
Yeah.
That would mess with somebody.
There's some amazing story that is in there that I think that we're fascinated about because he was private before, and he's been private ever since. And, he's here. Like, you never know. Like, some people will be out and you take your kids to Jupiter to go play soccer and be like, oh, holy shit, there's Tiger Woods. Him being so close, we kind of have that, but yet we know so little about him. And even Elon, too. We find out when she gets a speeding ticket in town here, but that's about it, So what is this whole thing? Because there is an amazing story of wealth, power, fame, golf, all this kind of stuff that, if you want to put together the movie you could put together, honestly, you could start it. You would probably start the movie with that. In fact, if I were the director, I'm putting it together right now, I'd probably start it with a golf club smashing the shit out of the back car window. And that's probably where the movie begins.
Oh, it'd be so good.
You could still do flashback stuff and all that
to
kind
a
of stuff.
man in a red shirt.
Right.
Like making holes in one and just killing it.
What a great movie this would be if we could get a legit movie that would be of the Tiger Woods story. Because
I like that you said we. If we could get this going.
Well,
we're a team. We're a team.
I would put even in, the dynamics of the Chris Klein thing. If you guys don't know who he is, he's a billionaire.
He is still Elon's next door neighbor.
Right.
She built that house next to him, and they're not dating anymore. And that is super interesting.
So, like I said, there's so many fascinating things, and we don't know any of the details. And so when Tiger Woods is coming out with a book, yay, but I don't think we're going to get all the stuff we want to know.
Well,
and, man, if we could get the stuff we want to know and you put it into a movie, or, you could make that probably like a Netflix 13 episode. Could you imagine that in the cliffhangers that you would have, Virginia?
It'd be so good.
Holy crap, how great would that be?
It'd be better than any reality drama you could have out there. It'd be so good.
I just want to know. Gosh, I just want to know.
You'll never know.
The real
never know,
deets.
and that's
you'll
why.
know. You'll only know if one thing happens. If either Tiger or Elon goes broke. Then they will probably...
That's never going to happen.
They'll make that movie.
They would have to work so hard to go broke with how much money they have.
Give it to me. I'll show you how.
You've seen athletes go through scandals before, and they come back and they still can perform. He had a scandal.
That's why it's so
fell
fascinating.
apart.
You're right.
Game.
That's why it is so fascinating, because you're right. We have. We've seen, Michael Jordan
He came back and still did well, yeah.
He had what?
Kobe Bryant?
Came back, did awesome.
Yeah.
He was on trial for rape.
Barry
hardcore.
Bonds. Barry Bonds. Steroids. He still went out there. He still fucking hit all those home runs, even with everyone wanting him to not do it.
It's unlike something that we've never seen, and we don't know any of the details, and that's why it's so damn fascinating.
And he was so close.
I know.
So close to getting Jack's record.
Dang.
That's the other
That's what keeps him up at night.
You're right, and that's going to be the thing that always wants to keep him on that golf course.
All for what? All for a little vag. A little extra vag.
I would say a lot. I wouldn't say a little.
A lot. Okay. For a lot of extra vag. When the vag you had at home was Elin.
If you look at a lot of the storylines in movies, the vag always brings a man down. Star Wars ultimately is about a female wrecking the galaxy. If you really, really get down to it, it's Anakin's wife, Padme, or whatever the hell her name is. And if it wasn't for her, I think Darth Vader would probably be cool.
He would have never found the dark side.
Darth Vader would never have even been around.
Driven to the dark side.
I don't know. I need to watch it first before I...
Karate Kid, same thing. Fucking Alley with an eye. Brought him down.
Well, just to let you know, people that have turned their life around for the better, not from the good to the bad. Got to say what up and a big shout out here. It said, hey, KVJ, I wrote back some months ago about me having everything I could want in life, yet still being extremely depressed.
Aww.
And we talked about this yesterday, about Tony Robbins was saying the greatest failure is to achieve success without fulfillment. That's his words, his definition. So
by the way, that works a lot, and it's easier to process when you've got about $70 million in your account.
He's got a nice Palm Beach mansion.
Oh yeah, it's easy to throw off these quotes.
Do you know where he lives on Palm Beach?
Tony?
Yeah.
I don't, but I can find out for you if you want to know.
Kind of curious, yeah, because I like driving by and just kind of having an air of like...
I can absolutely get you an address.
I'm still fascinated by that stuff because, when you're driving your friends around from out of town, you'd be like, okay, Tony Robbins lives there.
Oh, just make shit up. Just drive around there. No, that's the...
I don't know where Stern's place is. I don't know where Rush's is.
I know where Stern's is. I think I know where Rush's is. I had a guy. So it's this real estate guy that knows everything over on Palm Beach. Now, I'm not friends with him, but my friend is, and so he invited him on the boat one day, and we just took a slow trawling ride along the shoreline.
Does anybody do that?
And he pointed him out to me from the ocean side.
Does anybody do a boat or a bus tour of like where the rich
Diva
people
Duck?
Live?
What is it?
But do they do that? Say that's Howard Stern's place, that's Rush Limbaugh, that's Jimmy Buffett.
You could probably do it from the street if Palm Beach, the town, would let you. You can't do it from the water because you can't really get close enough to see anything unless you're in a smaller boat.
Yeah, I wonder if why they don't do that, like a tour boat, a tour bus. I mean, like right down the West Palm Beach waterfront, you could like book a tour, you jump on, and they take people around. I mean, I wouldn't think it'd be so jammed. It wouldn't be like the Hollywood tours that they do. Like there's busloads and busloads of people.
But there's enough.
But you could probably like get an SUV and have people call up and book it for a certain time. Say, yeah, just tell me when. I'll meet you in the SUV and drive you around for an hour and boom.
My friend that was telling me whose house is what.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, this cat is a real estate guy that makes millions. So he probably would not want to spill the beans.
Right. But I mean, you want to talk about like stories. I mean, all the stories that are out there. I mean, for instance, if you remember back to the 90s where they had the Kennedy trial. Remember that William Kennedy Smith? That was his name?
Yes.
I mean, if you had, that's where that happened. And you've had some scandalous story, the Jeffrey Epstein even. You could be like, there's that story. And I mean, there's so many of those places. If you really did the history on Palm Beach and everything that's gone on over there, that would be a really fascinating kick-ass tour if you had somebody that knew every last little detail. And all the salacious secrets of Palm Beach. I would take that now.
The witches torture thing in that wall.
You can show where that is, what that's all about. Yeah, that'd be one thing you definitely put on it. There's a lot of fascinating stuff over there.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you're talking about that much money, it's just intriguing because money equals power, equals crazy people get away with whatever they want.
And what follows power many times? Murder.
No, honestly, there's stories about all that kind of stuff.
Just despicable behavior.
Oh, yeah, they clean it up.
People get away with, and it's just so interesting.
Well, people say money doesn't make you happy, but here's what it does. It gives you power, and it cleans shit up when you need things cleaned up.
And, I mean, if you are a deviant person and deviance makes you happy, guess what? Money does make you happy.
Oh, money's you're right. It's the great equalizer.
It allows you to be whatever you want to be, and maybe it's a good person. Maybe it's not a good person. But if you have big money, you can be whatever you want to be.
Kate in the chat room said that they do have a boat tour in Jupiter. It goes by Tiger Woods' place. It's by the Square Grouper. I guess you can hop on that.
Ooh.
So there is one there. Yeah, and somebody gave me Tony Robbins' address there.
Wow.
South Ocean. Yeah.
Let's look it up.
You won't even be able to sniff close to where it is, so it's like, but still, it's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
if you-
At least drive by and be like, oh, there's Tony's gate.
If you walked up to him, tried to knock on his gate, he should be cool because he's a positive motherfucker. Like, dude, I'm reading your books. You're so fucking positive.
Yeah. We walked on coals because we got the idea from you, asshole. The
Yeah,
least you can do is open your gate.
If you're a motivational speaker, you can't be a dick because I'm like, dude, I think it'll motivate me.
You can see so much more from the ocean side than you can from the street side, just as a little
Oh, it's
side
better.
note.
Yeah, I bet.
But you got to get in a small boat and get really close to the shore. You
Okay.
can't really do it in a bigger boat. You got to get in a small boat. But if you go on the street side and you see like what the tallest part of the house looks like,
Yeah.
color, roof, design, then you can go on the ocean side and find it pretty easily.
Oh, if I had so much money and I was living on Palm Beach, I'd be such a dick to all the other rich people. I would paint my house with like spots, and I would make it glow, and I would have Christmas trees in the front yard with all kind of bullshit that I love and it's goofy.
You're what they call new money, and
I am.
they hate you.
I know, good.
Yeah.
I would be so fucking goofy out there.
I don't think a lot of those houses can even see their neighbors, can they? It seems like it's so built up that it's like they probably don't give a shit. But you do whatever you want.
I get a hippie bus.
There's a lot of. I think that they probably would care about the sound though, because something tells me this cat over here would be a loud millionaire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'd be loud with like Billy Joel music and Gloria Estefan music.
Lisa says the water taxi tour does some of that stuff. I need to do that. I've never done the Diva Duck. I don't know why.
It looks
Gotta do
fun.
it.
It's
Yeah.
so bright and orange.
Magnolia has been begging me to take her on the Diva Duck.
Yeah, it's-
if
you know-
y'all want to do it, we
I'm
can
in.
make a Diva Day.
Well, yeah,
I'm
do it. I
in.
mean, honestly, I'm almost 20 years here. It's like it's about time to Diva Duck it, I think.
Thank you.
I think the reason why is because I remember it caught on fire on the highway that one time, and I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't get into that thing. But there's probably somebody smoking or something.
The stories that stick.
Yeah, it did.
The guy that runs the Diva Duck stand in City Place,
Yeah.
we had a bunch of our stuff from Stars Ball that we had left down there accidentally by his stand because when we were cleaning up the night of, we didn't know it. That guy from Diva Duck is so cool. He took all of our stuff and he put it away, and he reached out to somebody the next day and said, hey, this is all of your stuff. I want you to know I have it for your charity.
Disco Duck. They don't need to fucking steal. They
Diva Duck.
Or Diva Duck. Was
Yeah,
there
Rick D's.
was there a Disco Duck song?
Yes.
Okay, well that explains.
Disco Duck.
I always say that.
And to let you know, if you're in Jupiter, you're looking for that. Kate said it's called Manatee Queen. And the tour guide used to be Greg Norman's yacht captain. So he's got a lot of dirt on everybody and knew a lot of the history. So that might be fascinating to take that. Manatee Queen in Jupiter and Diva Duck in West Palm if you want to do one of those tours.
Is he really going to roll over and be over here? We've got Greg Norman's house. And
Yeah,
look-
if he's the ex-boat captain, exes tend to have a little axe to grind. Trust me, I know.
All righty. But anyway, talking about the positivity here from the email that we got,
Oh, yeah.
turn his life around.
that email.
Said that
Okay.
I don't feel worthless like I used to, but instead I began doing things that I never would have tried, and I have respect for myself now, and I can say for the first time that I truly love myself.
There you go.
I've been on a journey, and I've been in love with the process. So there you go, somebody doing that. And got another one too. Thanks for inspiring me to follow my dreams. I've decided, thanks to y'all, that my life does start right now, and because of that, I'm going to accept a job offer allowing me to be a flight instructor at my old flight school. So I'll be leaving Broward County once again to move to Lakeland. Joe the pilot, just don't work for that chick that used to kick your ass. That'd be what I'd say.
Joe the pilot, who are still 20% kind of, is he catfishing us? We don't know.
I met him, talked to
We
him.
met
He's
him,
a
too.
perfectly nice guy.
We met him too. We're still not convinced.
Still suspect of you, Pilot Joe.
I want to believe in you. I just do.
We want to love you, Pilot Joe. Make us love you.
Best of luck in Lakeland.
This just in. Tony Robbins actually lives in Manalapan.
Oh, he does? Okay.
It's in the 900 block
Okay. Yeah.
facing the ocean.
Is that South Ocean Boulevard? Manalapan,
Yes.
yeah, that's what it says, yeah.
Yes.
I don't have any contacts with Tony Robbins, but I do have some contacts with Joni Robbins. I went to school with her. She's still local.
What about Baskin Robbins? You know anybody there?
That's who he has a connection
Something tells
with.
me you've clocked some miles.
No, I clocked a Carvel cake last night.
Did you?
Ain't nobody's birthday.
Did you get Fudgy the Whale?
I got a real nice birthday cake. Someone dropped it off for me.
That was nice. Was it a girl?
That was a friend.
Was she a girl?
Yeah, a family friend. I know. It's I'm not gonna tell any stories anymore. Not that anyone's gonna give a shit, but
Look, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for the people. Like, we want to know about your love life.
nobody gives a shit about my love. Like Kevin reads 1 or 2 comments, and you think everyone wants to know. No one wants to know.
They do want to know. I talk to them. They want to know.
Oh, you talk to everybody in the audience.
Pretty much.
All right, well, thank you very much to Bud's Chicken and Seafood for today's After the Show podcast.
We're going there today for lunch.
Oh, you are, huh?
We are.
Beautiful. Gonna get the cod that rocks your bod, or are you gonna go for maybe some chicken fingers?
I'm gonna have a corn fritter party.
Okay.
I like to eat about 40 of them.
A lot of good stuff with
Those
7
are
different
so
They are
locations.
good.
Check them out online or on social media and go get your fill of Bud's Chicken and Seafood. We'll talk to y'all later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.